Ram, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you.
Ram, please tell us a little bit about TerraPay.
So, TerraPay, we started TerraPay in 2015, 10 years ago now. And we started TerraPay with the idea of building a SWIFT for mobile wallets. There are more people in the world who have access to financial instruments, financial services through mobile wallets than bank accounts. But wallets at the time were silos. People could pay merchants and each other on the same wallet platform, but not across platforms. And at TerraPay, we wanted to build that interoperability, the SWIFT for wallets. But very soon we realized that wallets aren't like banks. They can't do everything around the payment that any financial institution needs to do. The compliance, the regulation, the licensing, the Treasury, all of that. So we pivoted to being a full service provider where we had got our own licenses. We built our own platform to take care of the different compliance levels across different countries and so on. We manage liquidity, we manage Treasury, we manage everything for the wallets. And since that time, since we started, now we connect bank accounts, wallets, and cards in over 150 countries. Most of our transactions are in real time. We have senders from over 220 countries. And last year, we started working with SWIFT to make the banks that are on SWIFT interoperate with our wallet network. And that's why we are at SWIFT.
Well, I tell you, Ram, that is exciting stuff because, we're here at Sibos, which of course is a SWIFT event. And what you've done, you're likely the first instrument that's not a bank account that SWIFT has worked with, and you've given SWIFT the ability to access wallets for the banks.
Exactly that. And we have a lot of banks in the pipeline. We are live with a few banks, but a whole lot of banks are in the pipeline working to integrate with us. Mm-hmm. And this is another thing that makes life different for banks. You are a banker, you know this. For a bank to do an API integration can take a long time, right? Sometimes years. Banks are on SWIFT. With us, they don't need to do an integration. They just send us a message on SWIFT as an RMA, just like they do today. So all the existing bank systems that control payments, that manage payments, work with this flow. They don't need to recreate anything. They just sign an RMA with us and start sending transactions right away. So that is actually where we believe that you can't change customer behavior or user behavior that easily. You have to try to make systems work together the way they are. Do the magic at the back end. Don't try to push things out to the front. That's how we implement it.
Right. I mean, a lot of times people don't really need to see or care how is it happening,
Exactly.
But they need it to happen.
Need it to happen.
And I would imagine that your solution also would work really well with people who only have wallets and not bank accounts. And I guess the majority of those people we would term as the unbanked.
Absolutely. So what we do has a significant financial inclusion aspect to it. So digital wallets, mobile wallets are largely in developing countries. They are largely with people who do not have bank accounts. And if you look at countries in Africa and Asia where wallets are the most prevalent, the number of people having a wallet is 1 or 2 orders of magnitude more than the number of people who have bank accounts, right? So these are the primary financial instrument that most people in the world will use on a daily basis. The fact that they were earlier restricted to that silo was a big limitation. Right? They could only access services provided by that wallet operator. Today, with interoperability, they can access services provided by any financial institution. If it is insurance, if it is deposit, savings, investment. Because they can transact, they can access those services. Payments are transformational. I mean, they're not simply about convenience, right? Having an efficient payment system can change people's lives because they can enable new financial opportunities for them. Think of small traders, those kind of businesses that find it hard to access conventional payment services, may not qualify for a card merchant terminal, but can have a wallet. Our network enables those people, those merchants, to access global financial services.
Ram, I've always been a big believer that the unbanked don't need to be banked. What they need is a fast, inexpensive way to pay and get paid. And you have that already available in the market, and you're attached to all the banks. So the potential here for people who have small little trading businesses, or they do cross-border in their neighboring country, or they have their salary just to do things. You're waking up a whole world.
We are. It is transformative. We tell the story often. You must have seen it on our site. When we launched, there were a few of us, there were a handful of us in the company at that time, and we used to look at our systems constantly to see any transactions were coming in. Right, those were the days when early days. You're looking out for the next transaction, and one of the first transactions we saw on the network was $13 going from the UAE to Tanzania. Right? And we thought it was a low amount, even for a wallet transaction, which it is low. But those days, we used to see people trialing transactions, seeing if it went through, and then doing the bigger transaction, right?
Makes sense, yeah.
So we waited for a couple of hours and nothing came through. And since it's wallets, these are all identified by mobile numbers. So my sales manager in the UAE, he picked up the phone and called this customer, asked him, how was the service? Did you like the transaction? So that person had come over as part of a hospitality crew to work in a hotel in Dubai. And he had come over with $20 the previous week. And he would get his salary the next week. But he needed to send some money home. And this was all he had to send. And he said this was a week's worth of food for his family. It is transformative.
Well, this is a common story. It's a very good story, but it's common in the developing world.
Yeah.
And when they send money other ways, some of the money service companies and everything else, you're looking at 10 or 15% in fees. And if you only make $20 a week, that's a huge percentage of what you have available to take care of your family.
It is unconscionable. But we are in the payments industry. We know that it's not necessarily companies being greedy for this. The complexity of payment systems adds to the cost. But if you can do real-time payments, if you can do scalable payment systems, which is what we have built, over time your marginal cost of payments comes down, right? And more importantly, it's not just actually the technical cost of processing a payment. It is the regulatory, the compliance, the screening of the payment, ensuring that your liabilities are covered. And again, systems help bring that down. You build adaptable systems that work for different scenarios in different countries, but it works together on a single platform and can match data requirements, reporting requirements in real time. You are able to bring down the cost of individual transactions, and that's the only way to actually make global microtransactions affordable.